Black Americans are moving to Ethiopia. Not one, not two, but in mass numbers. And I will tell you why they are moving to Ethiopia in mass numbers and what is making them to come to to Ghana. Sorry so much. Sorry. To Ghana. Okay? So this is not a celebration to them. This is a remembrance. A journey not just across the land, but across the time. Black Americans are traveling back to their own ancestral lands in Ghana. You know? Not for vacation. Not to feel something deeper. To connect. To understand. Okay? To remember those who never made it back in then their motherlands. You know, during the Atlantic slave trade, people were taken from Africa, many people. But many people didn't come back. Some died on the way. Some died in that cage. And it was painful. I have clips here. Watch them. I'll come back.
Of the Son, then of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Ashe. Don't forget to watch your head.
It's a light one. A little. Then you have there.
Strong lady. Let him come in front. Oh, well done.
Which building is, that's how in olden days we worship our God here. The voodoo house, that we consult God, that we worship God, that we say thank you God for what you've done for me. Either you bring goat or cow or chicken, what you can afford to bring to thank God. And when they use the blood, they share the meat to the poor. So that's the voodoo house that we consult our God. And when white man arrived, they save us with this. We're using the white Jesus. This is how we tell thank you. We also do naming ceremony. That naming ceremony is traditional consulting spiritual DNA test. So they can even call your great-great-grandmothers in spiritual. You talk to him directly over here. So maybe next time when you make ready, you consult your guide. He'll bring you here and you consult the oracle to speak your great people. Yes.
Ancient as the first footprints on dust, where the drums pulse deep in bone and blood. I am the breath of endless grasslands, the thunder shaking distant hills.
I am Ama Boatima, and I am here with my mother, Ama Adepa. Mother-daughter trip to Ghana. It was amazing. Loved it and loved our tour guide.
Hello, mommy. What about
My
you?
name is Amma Adipa. I'm here with my daughter. Beautiful trip. Enjoyed very much. Did things that she made me do and I'll never do before. It was amazing.
Amazing.
You can only do what? How many in one group?
So at that time, the population was not much as today. You can have about 10 or 7 girls that are ready for the depot rights, and they will bring them here with the elderly women in the community. They are going to train the young girls here for 6 months.
It don't seem like it's enough. Train that many.
Yes. So by the end of the 6 months, the girl is matured, knows everything. So that time, we say you are ready for marriage. Yes.
I am Africa, ancient as the first footprints on dust. Where the drums pulse deep in bone and blood, I am the breath of endless grasslands, the thunder shaking distant hills. I am Africa.
Had the initials on it. So the other ones that did not have the initials on it were buried back or covered. Okay, so this is the only African man buried in the castle. His name is Philip Kwaku. His father was a local slave merchant or a middleman for the Europeans. Due to his father's submissions to the Europeans, they gave Philip Kwaku a scholarship to study abroad. He completed the school at the age of 24, came back to the castle. He was ordained as a priest here in the castle at the age of 24. He was also a teacher for the mulattoes, the kids that they had with the enslaved African women. He served the castle for 50 years, died at the age of 75. His original name was Kweku Ejiri. Since they couldn't pronounce the Kweku properly, they anglicized it to Kwaku. So you know, originally, a Wednesday born here in Ghana, we call them Kweku or Kwaku. So since they couldn't mention...
For many Black Americans, this journey is personal. It starts with history. The transatlantic slave trade took millions of people from this land. Many returned. Many never returned home. Many never even survived the journey. Some come back. So coming back home now means stepping into the story of that never truly ended. When they arrived in Ghana, it is not just about what they see. It's about what they feel. Okay? Walking through the places like Cape Coast Castle, the experience becomes heavy to them. Okay? So the walls are still there. The rooms are still there. The silence speaks to them. People walk through the same tunnel where others once walked without freedom, without a choice, but by force. And some never came out. So standing there, it is impossible not to imagine their own strength, to think about what they endured, to ask questions that history didn't fully answer. What did they feel? What did they hope for? What stories were never told? And in the same moment, it becomes real. Not something in a book, not something in a distant, something human, something lived. Visitors touch the walls. They stand in the space where lives were changed forever. You feel me? And they realize something important. This is not just history. This is memory. A memory carried across generation. Some even reach search deeper into an identity, trying to reconnect with the names, language, and more meaning that were lost over time. Places like Jamestown carries a story that go beyond the names people know about today. Name changed over time by European. But the same, the roots remain. The reconnecting with the roots becomes part of the journey, And it's not always easy because identity was disrupted by the whites. Language was lost. Connection were broken. But the effort to reconnect still matters. Beyond this history, there is also culture. Visitors visitors take part in the local tradition. They attend festive of communities like a Futu people. They have their own culture. They experience music, dance, and unity. You feel me? They try traditional food. They drink palm wine. They laugh. They connect with their own people. You feel me? And in those moments, something shifts. Because the story is not only about pain. It's also about resilience. You feel me? Strength that survived everything. Strength that built a new life across all the ocean. Strength that still exists today. For many, many years, or for many, this journey becomes a way of saying thank you for dying for us, for fighting for us. Thank you for those who endured the pain, those who resisted, those who survived long enough for the future generation to exist. You feel me? So, that all in the same way, remembering those who didn't make it, those who died on the ships, those who never saw the freedom again. Their stories may not all be written in the books. Their stories may not be there, but they are felt by the Black Americans. And that's why remembrance matters. Because without something important, because without something important is being lost, there is also a deeper question that comes up during this journey. Why does the world sometimes push people to forget their own history? To move without fully remembering anything? Because remembering is powerful. It reconnects people to the truth. It gives meaning to the present life, and it shapes the future. Feel me? Understand me. For many Black Americans and people across the diaspora, from the US, places like Trinidad and Tobago, the journey is about reclaiming that connection to the ancestors. Not to stay in the past, but to understand it, to carry it forward with the purpose to build something stronger from it. You getting me? This journey is not about going back, it's about reconnecting, remembering, and honoring. Because history is not just something that happens. It's something that people live on. And when people choose to face it, they gain something powerful. Understanding. Let me ask you one thing. How can anyone truly move forward if they are asked to forget the history, the very history that shaped who they are today? How could I forget the history that has made me to be today who I am today? How could I, as a human being, as a Black person in Africa, how could I be able to forget the history that built me? So the world must stop forcing African people to forget about their own people, their own history. Because the world is forcing us to forget about our own people. And it's painful. It's hurting us. So let us live our life. Leave alone Black people to live the life. Somebody choosing to leave America and coming to Ghana to see who died for them, to see who died for us, they feel like I'm reconnecting to my own people, to my own spirit, to my own bloodlines. So when you force a Black man to forget about their own history, you are forcing them to forget about themselves. And that's painful. The world is changing and the world is awakening. And the Black people are now awakening to the normal life. They are choosing to go and search, find out what really happened. What pain did they endure to be who that day? The world is changing and people should also change, move with it. Be blessed. I love you and I'm out.